KBLA 1580.
Follow the leader.
Are you ready?
The station leading the way with exclusive interviews,
Follow the leader.
stimulating conversation, and intellectual discourse that empowers, enlightens, and informs.
Follow the leader.
Follow the leader at KBLA 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
Keep following the leader.
Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader.
I'm Zoe Williams, the voice of reason. If your relationship is in trouble, I'm the dude to call. Has your soulmate become your cellmate? Does black love still exist? What are your bedroom turnoffs? Fantasies and fetishes. Financial infidelity. I'm dating a fat person. Are they worth the wait? Trust me, this gonna be crazy.
How about the heavy stuff?
The child wasn't his, and he still had to pay child support.
It's a very heated topic.
How was that right?
Mama's baby, daddy's maybe.
I just have so many questions I want to ask you.
I just like to kiss it. There's something wrong with that.
Damn!
He told me he had a vasectomy. I'm pregnant.
Betrayal has been committed.
Hit you with the bad pipes routine.
How does he maintain his humposity?
He likes it when it pinches my neck.
Why can't you open up, brother?
I'm a karate man. Karate man rules on the inside. They don't show their weaknesses.
Yeah.
How do you write women so well?
Zoe Williams,
Reason and accountability.
the voice of reason.
One of the main reasons that people don't believe that honesty is a huge problem in their life is because they're often telling the truth, which they think is the same as being honest. In this video, I'm going to show you that that's not true. While being truthful is a lot better than lying, being honest, living with integrity actually requires a lot more bravery from you than just telling something that's true. What I've seen in Brojo is some guys will start practicing being more honest and it will actually get them some of the outcomes they want, and then they slip from being honest into being truthful, and it's actually a kind of dishonesty. See, what it all comes down to is intention. Are you trying to live with integrity? Is honesty the point? Or are you using honesty to try and get an outcome? Because if you're using honesty, it's not the same as being honest. And essentially, it's kind of the same as lying. How is it the same as lying? Well, essentially the person you're talking to doesn't know that what you're saying, while truthful, isn't honest. That there's a hidden strategy, a motive, there's hidden information going on behind the scenes that they're not aware of, which means you're committing the sin of omission, you're lying by not disclosing the full truth. Now this happens because we get attached to outcomes. There are all kinds of outcomes that we become...
He don't get to just come in here and turn this show upside down. Can you pull that back to the top? I gotta hear it again, because it may have slid by somebody's ear. Please let that ride one more time.
While being truthful is a lot better than lying, being honest, living with integrity actually requires a lot more bravery from you than just telling something that's true. What I've seen in Brojo is some guys will start practicing being more honest and it will actually get them some of the outcomes they want, and then they slip from being honest into being truthful, and it's actually a kind of dishonesty. See, what it all comes down to is intention. Are you trying to live with integrity? Is honesty the point? Or are you using honesty to try and get an outcome? Because if you're using honesty, it's not the same as being honest. And essentially, it's kind of the same as lying. How is it the same as lying? Well, essentially the person you're talking to doesn't know that what you're saying, while truthful, isn't honest. That there's a hidden strategy, a motive, there's hidden information going on behind the scenes that they're not aware of, which means you're committing the sin of omission, you're lying by not disclosing the full truth. Now this happens because we get attached to outcomes. There are all kinds of outcomes that we become very emotionally attached to and unwilling to lose. Like being liked and getting approval, like making the sale or managing to convince somebody of something, winning the argument, building a good
How often has that happened to you in intimate relationships? Yeah, they're going to give you a modicum of truth. But that truth is manicured and well positioned. It's not the whole truth, but I'm going to say some of it so I can qualify as a truth sayer. I didn't lie. Ooh. But he said there's a difference between using the truth, weaponizing the truth, using the truth with a motive, and actually being honest. How often are you honest with yourself? See, you can project your truth onto anybody. I'm just telling you the truth. I had somebody tell me a couple of weeks ago, people just don't like hearing the truth. And I said, well, what makes you think what you say is the damn truth? It's your perspective. It's your opinion. And if I were to sit down and walk you through your last few interactions with the opposite sex, I would understand how you came to this conclusion. You don't have a clear conclusion. What's a clear conclusion? A conclusion that is not contaminated by what you've been through. Oh, my goodness. Do we weaponize our perspective of others as a means of avoiding our own imperfections? How does the concept of projection, as explored by Carl Jung, manifest in our tendency to focus on the flaws of others rather than our own? Could the act of projection be seen as a form of spiritual bypassing, as discussed by Robert Augustus Masters, to avoid the deeper work of self-reflection? In what ways do the teachings of Paramahansa Yogananda encourage us to dismantle these projections to achieve inner peace? Can limiting beliefs be seen as a defense mechanism to protect the ego from confronting the painful aspects of the self, as explored by Eckhart Tolle's work in The Power of Now? No, just give me what I signed up for, is most people's remedy. I didn't sign up for this. My wounds have a menu, and the menu is based on the correct behavior you give to them. Oh my goodness, when we come, I'm not going nowhere. We got callers on the line. Let's get Attila back in here for her final thought. Attila, come on.
This is good. I really like what you were just saying about the perspectives as well. You know, I think that's the thing when you talk about truth versus perspective. If you had a crystal of some sort and you shine it in the light and the kind of fractals appear, whatever, each person is sitting at some vantage point that has a different perspective, right? Doesn't necessarily mean they're 100% right. But I think when people reveal parts of their perspective that shine light on yours, that's when the offense can come. And so Jack in the comments he asked a really good question. He said, at what point does the truth cause more hurt than help? And I think that really speaks to what the man in the video was saying about intent. And so selfish intent to me is always going to lead to some form of hurt. I think on the other side of that, though, too, is that if you expect the truth to be something that doesn't require some sort of loss, then that also might bring some hurt. I hope that makes sense what I'm saying. I've never told the truth and not lost something. Be that, you see what I'm saying? Be that the connection, or be that some people lose faith in you in a sense when you tell the truth, depending upon where they've placed you. If you're on a pedestal and you tell the truth, that person falls. They see you fall from grace at that point. You have fallen from grace for being something that is real and not imaginary. That's what I would say. So I don't really think you can have truth and not have loss, to be quite honest. But a loss can also be a gain. So, yeah, that's all I got to say.
I love it. Attila, guess what you just did?
All right, Houston in the building.
Houston, Texas is in the building. Hey, before I move on to the next caller, you already know, man, the Gardena Jazz Festival. I got 2 tickets. I got a pair of tickets. That's how I should say it. I have a pair of tickets to give away. It's August 25th. It starts at 9 a.m., ends at 7 p.m. I've got a pair of tickets. You want to take your boo? Huh? You want to take your boo to the 21st annual Gardena Jazz Festival? All you got to do is call me, 1-800-920-1580. Let me get to my next caller. Theo, Charleston.
Going up?
What up,
What's
brother?
happening, Zoe?
What are your thoughts on tonight?
Man, between you and Attila, oh my God, man. I gotta be honest. So, the inner child has been doing a lot of communicating in my relationship that just kind of like recently ended. I had to watch John Bradshaw's video, the 7-minute video that he did on Oprah Winfrey's show today. Well, not today, but recently in the past. So all that you have said tonight has been the wound of me, the wounded me showing up and pointing the finger at perceiving from my vantage point and calling out my mate's ball, what I call it, the ball of yarn, right? I'm saying, how can we fix a situation and everything is a ball of yarn? Every time I try to communicate with you a certain way, we're getting stuff that's brought up from the past that in some cases hasn't been resolved. It just gets thrown into the ball of yarn. So when we get to a place where it's, hey, can we focus on the one thing right now? If one person is calm, the other person is screaming. And then if the other person is screaming, the other person is calm. So I tried my best to balance out as much as I could of being calm. But if pride and ego through the inner child was showing up, I would explode. I would like literally lose it because it was like, yo, I tried to be patient as much as I could, but it felt like there was, it felt like I was being attacked.
Okay.
And it was like,
Let me help you here.
Go ahead. Talk
what are the top 3 things you misinterpret or misunderstand about your partner?
Their communication of my understanding. When I try to explain something to them, it doesn't come through where they understand what I'm saying. Because in some cases, like you just said,
No. I think you're answering.
True.
You answering it. I said, what are your top 3 misunderstandings? What you misunderstand about them?
What do I misunderstand about them?
Yeah. Not what they not what you perceive that they misunderstand about you, because guess what, Theo? You're not in their head. You can't really know that. You can't really answer that. I'm asking you to tell me, what are your top 3 misunderstandings about them or her? Let's just focus on one person.
Right. Top 3 misunderstandings about her.
Do you see? Do you see? This is the problem right here. You come from the space of my experience. This is what's wrong with you. This is the problem, and I want to talk to you about it. And you think you get defensive when I start breaking down my perception and or interpretation of the experience we share. How about doing it this way? Hey, babe, and I learned this through failure.
Mm-hmm.
This is some of the stuff that has come up out of me failing in relationships. Hey, babe, let's do a misunderstanding journal. We'll do it together.
Okay.
And every week, we'll write down 3 things that we misunderstand about each other. Now, if you reverse engineer the damn problem, you can sneak up on it from behind. But no, you want to go in there with your shield and your sword. You say, listen, this is what I need, and I need it to be dealt with this way. Do you see? What if we work on it collaboratively. We've got a misunderstanding journal that we're both contributing to.
Okay, so with you saying that, though, I feel like, for my version, you have to be present for that. You have to be.
You already naysaying it. You ain't even tried it yet. Am I lying, Theo?
Yeah.
Am I lying? You tell me. You done already.
No, you're not.
You like, hey, you got to be ready. You're already in the evaluative space. You're already evaluating for something you ain't even tried. So how's it going to work? Attila just said self-fulfilling prophecy. Well, you trying to make it fail, right?
Yeah.
So do you see that you're the enemy just by the way you think? That's what they call it, right, in psychology, catastrophizing.
Yeah.
But I want you, this is a truth treat for you right now. I want you to be honest. Do you see yourself as the problem right now, the way you think?
Yes, in some cases.
No! Do not listen. Don't do that. I'm not speaking in all situations. I'm talking in this moment right now.
This moment. Okay, yes.
Again, you're already in defense mode. Yeah, in some cases.
Yeah, you're right.
Do you see?
Yeah, you're right.
This is how you're the problem, bro. Because if you're always defensive, how are you supposed to open up? I'm in your corner saying, throw your hands, but you're in the Philly shell and you got both shoulders up. You don't want to let your hands go. You're defensive. And you're protecting and projecting and do you see?
Well, but how am I supposed to like? You're right. I'm
do what I did. Do what I suggested and see what happens. Let us sit together, right? And do, right? A misunderstanding journal. In my journal, I'm going to write things that I think I misunderstand about you. Frame it up. Doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be true to you. You'll probably be like, no, you got that pretty, you hit that spot on. I am like that in some cases. But this is how you encourage the discussion.
Okay.
Do you see? And it's not about being right. It's about, hey, these are interpretations. And when I speak to you about you, something will be lost in the interpretation. And we're making space for what's lost in interpretation. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Stay with me. Don't go nowhere, Theo!
Reasons. The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings won't disappear. You're listening to the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580. Tavis is like George and Wheezy. He's moving on up. Last year, Tavis was number 45 on the Talkers Magazine list of the 100 most important radio talk show hosts in America. Wait for it. Wait for it. The 2024 list was recently released, and Tavis has jumped to number 33 on the list of the nation's most important talkers, making him the highest-ranked African American on the coveted roster. Congratulations to Tavis Smiley from all of us at KBLA Talk 1580. We've got you black.
Texting enrolled enrolls you into reoccurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again. At work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text LION to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast. Absolutely free. Text LION to 42424. That's LION to 42424.
If you say you care about the community, you have to also care about the climate. We're KBLA Talk 1580, and we've got your black. KBLA Talk 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 reminding you that we keep us safe. Pro Football Hall of Famer and urban peace pioneer Jim Brown believed in just that. So he founded the AmeriCAN Foundation for Social Change in 1988, focusing on at-risk and high-risk youth in underserved schools and juvenile detention facilities, as well as adult incarceration and reentry initiatives. The core of the AmeriCAN program is its 15-chapter life skills curriculum. Mastery of these skills allows individuals to meet their academic potential, conform their behavior to acceptable societal standards, and improve the quality of their lives by equipping them with what they need to confidently and successfully contribute to society. Today, the foundation is led by its president, Monique Brown, who has been actively involved in the organization for more than 25 years. The AmeriCAN Foundation continues its work in memory of its founder, actor, philanthropist, and NFL legend Jim Brown. To get involved or make a donation, please visit AmeriCANCommunity.partners. That's AmeriCANCommunity.partners. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
It is not safe to speak, and it never will be. But the thing you got to keep in mind is that it's even less safe not to speak, right? It's a balance of risks. It's like you want to pay the price for being who you are and stating your mode of being in the world, or do you want to pay the price for being a bloody serf, one that's enslaved him or herself? Well, that's a major price, man. That thing unfolds over decades, and you'll just be a miserable worm at the end of about 20 years of that, right? No self-respect, no power, no ability to voice your opinions, nothing left but resentment because everyone's against you, because of course you've never stood up for yourself. It's like, say what you think carefully, pay attention to your words. The price is, it's a price you want to pay if you are willing to believe that truth is the cornerstone of society, and in the most real sense. If you're willing to take that leap, then tell the truth and see what happens, and nothing better could possibly happen to you. There'll be ups and downs, and there'll be pushback, and there'll be controversy and all of that, but it doesn't matter. It's like, wake up, Tell the truth. Tell the truth. Or at least don't lie. That's a start. You know 1,000 people. You're going to know more than that over the course of your life, but let's say 1,000 for the sake of argument for now. They know 1,000 people. That means that you're one person away from 1 million people and 2 persons away from 1 billion people. And you're the center of that network. And now the way networks work is that information propagates in a networked manner. So don't underestimate the power of your speech. So the people...
I love what he's saying, right? You'll never be safe in a relationship speaking your truth if you're not comfortable being truthful with yourself. See, for many of us, we are more comfortable criticizing ourselves and speaking negatively about ourselves to ourselves than we are speaking the truth to ourselves. Again, embrace the concept. I'm not perfect. I am a work in progress. I'm not trying to be right about everything. I'm not trying to control everything. But the unhealed parts of me are. Did you hear that? It's that's the kind of talk you gotta have with yourself. And you gotta say to the unhealed parts of yourself, it's okay that control is your method of feeling comfortable. That's okay. But that can't be the way we will find everlasting happiness within ourselves or in another. That's the real conversation. It's okay. I let myself down in this moment. I'm a human, but that's no excuse. I let myself down, and I'm going to build myself back up by saying, everybody falls, everybody fails. And having these empathetic, loving conversations with oneself is the conduit for finding your voice and being able to speak. No, we look for a comfortable external environment while we have a chaotic internal one. Theo, get back in here, brother.
Okay, so you're killing me, man. Okay, so honestly, I tried that with the book thing, right? I ordered one of the books that's it's a shadow book off of Amazon, TikTok. So we went to the beach. We sat down. You know, I'm taking her into her environment and mine. So it goes smooth for a little while.
Hold on. You need space to talk. On the other side, I'm going to give you a whole, just because I'm going to take some notes and I'm going to give you the space to talk. But when we come forward, we're going to get back to Theo. Hey, and don't forget, I got tickets. If you guys want the tickets, call me right now, 1-800-920-1580. The 21st, Gardena Jazz Festival, August 25th. Get at me.
That's sweet, funky stuff.
He's on fire tonight. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton. Here's the latest on the Black Information Network. Oprah Winfrey made a surprise appearance at the Democratic National Convention in Chicago Wednesday night. Winfrey said when Democrats stand together, it's impossible to be conquered. Without mentioning Donald Trump by name, she implored the crowd to stand up to bullies. Winfrey has a long history of supporting Democratic candidates. The fallout from the arrest of Ward 8 Councilmember Treyon White continues to ripple through the D.C. government. The mayor's office announced that it will conduct an internal review of the violence interruption programs included in White's indictment. White, who is black, was arrested on Sunday by federal investigators and charged with accepting bribes in exchange for helping a business owner renew his city contracts. The mayor's office also promised to cooperate with investigations into White's conduct as a city council member. White's office also announced that a Saturday back-to-school event sponsored by the councilman has been canceled. That's the latest. I'm Amber Payton on your home for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network, and BINnews.com.
Hey DQ fans! The ultimate cookie blizzard treat is the dessert that has it all. With Oreo, Chips Ahoy, and Nutter Butter, this blizzard treat has everything cookie lovers dream of. Don't wait! This one-of-a-kind confection won't be here long. Only at participating DQ.
Follow the leader. KBLA Talk 1580. Follow the leader.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram at KBLA 1580.
Follow the leader.
Are you ready?
The station leading the way with exclusive interviews,
Follow the leader.
stimulating conversation, and intellectual discourse that empowers, enlightens, and informs.
Follow the leader.
Follow the leader at KBLA 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
Keep following the leader.
Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader.
To help combat climate change, LADWP is helping neighborhoods have better access to electric vehicles by awarding nearly $130 million in EV rebates to customers just like you. From big savings on used EVs to building new charging plazas, LADWP is charging ahead to help all Angelinos experience the benefits of EVs. Get rebates of up to $4,000 for a used EV and $1,750 for a charger. Learn more at ladwp.com/EV. That's ladwp.com/EV.
I joined the military for my kid and his mom. I miss my son a lot. One of the things with the military is tobacco, but I saw a lot of people try to deal with mental issues. Everyone's vaping constantly. After my first hit of a vape, I was hooked like that. Once I got back home from my deployment, I caught my son trying to hit my vape. That was it. I had to quit.
Isaiah started vaping to try to deal with stress and quit because of his son. Learn how he and other Californians are rising above big tobacco at undo.org.
Hey, LA residents, it's planting season and the perfect time to get shade trees growing around your home. LADWP and City Plants are giving every resident up to 7 free trees. That's right, 7 free trees delivered right to your door. Trees are great for the environment, help improve air quality, and can help you save on your bill when you use less air conditioning to stay cool indoors. Learn more at ladwp.com/free trees. That's ladwp.com/free trees.
KBLA Talk 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. Legal Aid Foundation of Los Angeles is a nonprofit law firm that protects and advances the rights of the most underserved, leveling the playing field and ensuring that everyone can have access to the justice system. Every year, LAFLA provides free, high-quality legal services to more than 100,000 people living in poverty across greater Los Angeles. Their unique combination of neighborhood offices, self-help centers at courthouses, and domestic violence clinics puts Legal Aid Foundation of Los Angeles on the front lines in vulnerable communities and at the forefront of change. LAFLA's expert team of attorneys, paralegals, and support staff works to provide direct representation, offer counsel and advice, provide referrals, and educate the community about their legal rights through workshops and seminars. With locations all over LA, you can access their services or volunteer to help no matter where you live. And if you have an urgent issue, call 213-235-0060. That's 213-235-0060. To get legal help, make a donation, or volunteer, visit LAFLA.org. LAFLA.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Eggs are a staple in our diets, and there's only one egg with more delicious farm fresh taste plus superior nutrition. Eggland's Best. With more vitamins, including 6 times more vitamin D and 10 times more vitamin E, plus 25% less saturated fat than ordinary eggs. Available in so many delicious varieties: classic, cage-free, and organic. Eggland's Best. Better taste, better nutrition, better eggs.
Substance use disorder and addiction is so isolating. And so, as a Black woman in recovery, hope must be loud. It grows louder when you ask for help and you're vulnerable. It is the thread that lets you know that no matter what happens, you will be okay.
When we learn the power of hope, recovery is possible. Find out how at startwithhope.com. Brought to you by the National Council for Mental Wellbeing, Shatterproof, and the Ad Council.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
We are all changing all the time. It is the very nature of existence. So why do some people seem to be changing more than others? Why are some people changing for the better while others are changing for the worse? And more importantly, how do we take control of the change in our life and decide where it goes? These are the questions that have plagued me since I was young. Because I remember a time in my life where I was changing for the worse every day, and I felt like I had no control. I was a teenager, and I had started to become depressed for reasons I didn't understand. Started failing my classes, started smoking cigarettes. I quit my sports teams, fought with my friends and my family. And this was particularly distressing to my mom. She would come into my room every night and ask me questions like, "Why are you unhappy? How can I help?" And mostly because I didn't know the answer, I would just brush her off. And then one night she came in and she asked me something. She said, "Charlie, what is going to become of your life?" And I will never forget what I said. I told her, "I'm going to grow up and be a failure." And I cried harder than I had ever cried that night because when I said it, I believed it. I believed that there was nothing I could do to change my future. My mom disagreed, and after exhausting a long list of options, she made the hard and drastic decision to send me across the country to a wilderness rehabilitation center in rural West Virginia on the side of a mountain in the Appalachian Mountains. It was a community of similarly emotionally unstable teenagers. And there was a lot of things I learned there, but there was one thing we did every day that really stuck with me. Every morning we would come together as a community, and we would pick one virtue we were going to work on that day. Today, I'm going to work on love. Today, I'm going to work on forgiveness, on mindfulness, on patience. And then we would go about our day as we normally would, and at the end of each day, we would come back together as a community, and we would hold each other accountable. And it went as well as you would expect.
Man, the voice of reason been on fire for 2024, man. Thank you, God, for the inspiration, for ideas, and for people who are contributing. Of course, Atala is one of the chief people, man. This has been an amazing year, and it has flown by, man. The topics have been outstanding. Theo from Charleston, South Carolina, was just speaking, and I wanted to give him a little space. Go ahead, brother. Finish saying what you were saying, because you was breaking some things down. You said, I tried that, and we went to the beach, and go ahead.
Right. So I tried that. We went to the beach. I tried to be in her element. I tried to, let's go from chapter to chapter or page for page for each book. And it seemed like every time the book kept coming up with harder questions, the vulnerability didn't want to be there anymore. It started to feel like, for her, I guess, in a sense, it just got too personal. And she didn't want to go into those deep layers. And so I listened to your show damn near every week. So, excuse my language. I listen to your show every week. So I feel like, in some sense, I'm doing work. And she has a whole therapist.
Wait.
But my fear for it is, her therapist doesn't keep her accountable, though. She's not doing it.
Hell nah. First off, my show is not therapy.
I understand that. I get it.
I listen to your show damn near every week, so I feel like that's not doing the work, bro. That's not doing the work. And then number two, you cannot force her process. See, here's your problem. You're my guy. You're my guy. And I'm going to talk to you like you're my nephew. All right? The weakness in your approach, bruh, is you are so desperate for your outcome that you're disrespecting her process. If she's uncomfortable, that means you're infringing upon her process. You trying to get what you want. So you're like, yo, do this. Oh, she getting uncomfortable. Her being uncomfortable is not only for her, like her feeling of it, but it's also a signal to you that you're habitual line stepping. When somebody uncomfortable around you, that's two things. Either they're unhealed or you're responsible for that uncomfort. Do you see?
And in some cases I am. I can be honest about that.
So stop trying to get what you want, and instead of saying, listen, I tried to do this. I tried to do that. That's because you're trying. You're not being anything. That's the perfect. What you described is what the man said in the clip earlier when he was talking about honesty and truthfulness. Do you see? So he said, people will be truthful and they will weaponize the truth by telling bits and pieces of the truth and positioning the truth so that they don't have to be called a liar. But they're not being honest. Dude, you got to be with the woman instead of trying to get her to give you what you need. And you can't get there by trampling on her needs. In that moment when she got uncomfortable, you know what she needed? Do you know?
A hug. Probably a hug. My listening, my understanding to her needs as far as her inner wounds.
She probably needed to feel safe.
Though, I'm sorry, man. I feel like, honestly, that's a cop-out, man.
So you don't see yourself as a little pushy, psychologically pushy, emotionally pushy. You don't see that? Every time it got vulnerable, hey, the word vulnerable means wound, means pain. Yeah, don't worry about that. Just give me what I want. That's how you sound, Theo. Am I lying? Can somebody call in and tell me that I'm lying to this man?
Okay, so how do I work on that?
Go to therapy. Don't just go to the Voice of Reason, the radio show. Actually get into it for yourself.
Right.
What's your attachment style? Do you know?
As far as abandonment wounds?
John Bowlby, Mary Ainsworth attachment theory. Do you know?
I have studied this, and I can't remember exactly which one it is.
See, so you out here playing. You're not serious. You just want what you want, bro. But how do you get that? By discovering what you are and what you're bringing to the table. He sounds anxious, preoccupied to me.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
So guess what you're doing? You pressing her. Stop pressing her and expecting her to stay comfortable. I've been there. I've done it. I'm guilty. I know exactly what you're doing, and you need to stop. I'm talking to you like you my nephew.
Right.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right, brother. Guess what you just did?
Ain't Charleston in the building.
Yeah, man. Don't be mad that your uncle got to get on you every now and again. It's all good. Hey, when I come forward, one of my favorites on the line, we're going to chop it up with him.
Is it good to you? More Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams when we come forward.
Hey, LA, it's time to step up and be a climate change hero. Go Metro and help us shape a better future for all Angelinos. From enhancing our diverse communities to preserving our planet, Metro is dedicated to making a positive impact with every ride. Start your journey at metro.net.
What if the conversation about menopause and bladder leaks didn't have to be a secret? Always Discreet helps you embrace this new chapter with confidence, offering a bladder leak solution that keeps you worry-free. Its rapid dry cord quickly locks away even the biggest gushes with up to 0 leaks, 0 wet feel, and 0 odor, so you can jump, dance, sneeze, and laugh uninterrupted. Everyday protection for every level of leak. We've got you, always. Try Always Discreet today.
Febreze. As a rideshare driver, I love keeping my car smelling fresh and clean. So when I'm driving, I only trust new Febreze car vent clips, now with 3 times greater scent control, because it's that little touch that sets me apart. I can turn the intensity down for subtle freshness, or I can turn it up for when I want lots of scent. So whether it's set to low, medium, or high, with new Febreze car, I know my car's going to smell amazing, which keeps my driver rating right where it belongs. Picking up, Oscar!
Linking social justice and climate justice all year long. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA reminds you that when we fight, we win, and we don't black down. LA Community Action Network, or LA CAN, was formed in 1999 when 25 residents of downtown LA came together and acknowledged the problems that existed in their community and made a commitment to do something about those problems, to stand together, organize, and become a force in the community that demands change. Civil rights and preventing the criminalization of poverty are their core projects. In addition, they take on women's rights, the human right to housing, and healthy food access. LA CAN also has projects focused on economic development, civic participation, voter engagement, and community media. While downtown LA remains their home base, with a particular emphasis on the Skid Row community, in 2007, they expanded their housing and healthy food access work into South Central Los Angeles. LA CAN believes that power for low-income people and people of color is achieved through a large, active, and well-informed member base that utilizes a multitude of methods to advance their messages and goals. If you'd like to join the Los Angeles Community Action Network and organize people to fight back against oppression, please visit cangress.org. That's cangress.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You know you want some more. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Come here, baby. Mary, I love. Do it, baby.
accountability? Or does it seem like many team members, especially in the workplace, lack self-accountability? I'm asking this because in many organizations there is more of a culture of finger pointing and placing blame when things go wrong instead of just being self-accountable and taking ownership. For clarity, the definition of self-accountability is to take responsibility for your actions and for your life. It's about learning from your mistakes and quickly recovering from any impulse to place blame on others, ignore problems, or hide your shortcomings. And when I think about the characteristics or examples of people who lack self-accountability, two types of team members instantly come to mind. Those who often overcommit to doing more than they can handle, so they often fall short of expectations. A good example might be someone with poor time management skills, or team members who are often unwilling.
Gosh, I really wanted to listen to my sister really break it down because she has a lot of great points. But we're up against the clock, and one of my favorites is on the line. Hustle from, Wade County. Or it's Dade County. Dwayne don't play there no more. What up, man? What are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
Hey, what's happening, brother? You set me up earlier when you spoke on forgiveness. And I wanted to say that it's tough to forgive without cause. If we don't understand the cause of the situation, then we're unable to accurately assess it. It's like a child spilling milk. If you understand you never taught the child to pour, then your approach will be a lot different. And that's the same for self-forgiveness. If you don't understand how you got the way you were or the way you are, then you don't know the type of grace you may need or where to shift the accountability. So I've been doing a lot of deep meditation, and I've detached from self in order to correctly observe self and separating the nature from the nurture. You understand? The nature I want to stay intact with, but some of that nurturing was faulty. And I need to be on the outside looking in order to see that. And now that I see it, I can construct in the direction that my mind sees it instead of the way that it was taught to me.
Come on, man. I'm listening. Come on. You got a little time, brother. Come on.
I mean, look, man, this weekend was my birthday, so I was out on the Gulf Coast just sitting in the water, really.
Happy birthday, brother. Happy belated birthday. When was your birthday?
It's on Sunday, 18th.
Ah, my grandmuffin was yesterday, 21st.
Or
Yeah.
She is a strong one already, Leo gang, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. And my great nephew was today, so hey, I'm covered on the Leo side.
Man, you are blessed. You are blessed to have so many Leos around you, brother. Did you know that?
Yeah, man, absolutely. But no, brother, you know what, man? I appreciate whenever you drop in, man, because it's always a treat. There's always wisdom in your words, man. And a lot of people don't understand that the lies we tell ourselves are more hurtful than the lies that are told to us. Can you expound?
Oof. Well, no matter where you go, there you are.
That's right.
You feel me? That autopilot is a mug, you know what I mean? That's really what it's about. It's like sometimes it's that the old frog in the pot or the frog in the kettle analogy.
Yeah, the slow boil.
You slowly cooking. When they talking to you, you're looking at them, and you can see it easily. But when it's coming from within, it's the enemy behind the lines. That's the one you got to worry about.
Wow, that's heavy stuff, man. Guess what you just did, good brother?
You know what we do. You know what we do, brother. Come on.
Yeah, man. I love it, man. He brought Dade County in the building, Miami, Florida. You already know how the Voice of Reason does. If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me at 1-800-920-1580. All right, let's get right to it. What we tell ourselves can either be one, truth, or two, lies. If you tell yourself untruths or lies, you will believe untruths and lies. oftentimes it's a struggle to tell ourselves the truth about ourselves, right? Because, again, there's that judgment component there. How can we get to a point where we can tell ourselves the truth without judging ourselves, so we can find the areas in our lives that need improving from the inside out? The concept of self-truth is often seen as a paradoxical and deeply uncomfortable reality. It is far easier for many to articulate their truths as they perceive others than to confront the truths embedded within our own psyche. This phenomena begs the question, why do we find it easier to speak of others' flaws and truths while avoiding the mirror that reflects our own inadequacies, shadows, and inner turmoil? Tonight's topic, we tried to dig it out, right? We tried to deal with this and explore the tension, right, through the lens of various spiritual, psychological, and philosophical teachings like we do every night. But it's an ongoing process that we should never stop, right? Don't let the mask you wear interfere with the personal accountability, the intrapersonal accountability that is required of you to grow. Accountability often masquerades as a virtue when it involves critiquing others. However, when turned inward, right, it becomes a source of guilt and discomfort, right? Dr. David R. Hawkins, in his exploration of consciousness and the ego, supports that the ego's primary function is to protect itself from pain, often through projection onto others. This leads to the concept of accountability as a guilty pleasure, something we indulge in when it involves others, but shy away from when it turns the spotlight on our own flaws. The inability to accept our truth, therefore, could stem from a deep-seated fear of losing the ego's protective mask, which in turn makes pleasure-seeking activities feel tainted with guilt. It's important. I mean, it is important that the most important relationship you have ever been in, the one with yourself, has non-judgmental observation going on. Because when you lose sight of yourself, you're a danger to yourself and you're a danger to everyone else. I hope you guys can continue this discussion wherever you are. I hope you guys can continue to listen to the voice of reason and explore with me. As you know, today is my Friday. I will see you guys this coming Monday. And I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. Zoe Williams, the voice of reason. I'm out.
Just how I really feel, 'cause intentionally